101 to 97, which is a lot of points, especially in the WNBA. They have great players on the team, Diana Taurasi, Brittany Griner, Courtney Paris, but I do not see them winning tonight. Now, the Connecticut Sun, they lost their last game to the Atlanta Dream, but only by a point, and that's despite outscoring them 26 to 14 in the fourth quarter. Tina Charles leads the team with 18.6 points per 19 against Atlanta, so fairly consistent with that. She had 10.3 rebounds per game on the year. Now I'm expecting her to have a good game facing the Chicago Sky. The Sparks are 5-2 and riding a 3-game win streak. Their only 2 losses were to San Antonio, which they avenged by beating them by 36 points in their next game, and they've also lost to the Phoenix Mercury. Now, if you're familiar with college ball or pro ball, you know Candace Parker, fairly well-known name. She is leading this team with 18.3 rebounds per game, but she is actually second in 6 games. She's averaging 11 points per game, but this year she's averaging 16. And third on this team is Christy Tolliver, but she's not even far behind Parker's or Harding's statistics. I see all 3 of these women having a great night tonight and beating the Chicago Sky. Now, if you follow the WNBA or college ball, you know that the Chicago Sky drafted Elena Del Don out of Delaware, and she leads the team with 19.4 points per game, and her free throw percentage is 94%. Now, she's most likely going to go on to be the Rookie of the Year here, and I think she struggles tonight, and I'm predicting that the Los Angeles Sparks beat the Chicago Sky 88 to 78. Thanks again, Luke. This is Darren Wade from Streak of Ice SPX, and enjoy the games today.
Thank you, Darren, for that awesome insight into the WNBA. He's perfect so far with this WNBA stuff. I want to apologize, though, for the sketchiness in the connection. It's been weird. I don't know why it's doing this. It continues to go in and out occasionally. So hang tight with me through that. I apologize. I'll try to fix that in the future. But right now we got the Giants and the Rockies. Matt Cain versus Jorge De La Rosa. Matt Cain on the mound, 5-4, 4.45 ERA, or 4.54 ERA. His last game was against Miami, 6 innings, 3 earned, and a loss. Jorge De La Rosa for the Rockies, 8-4 on the year with a 3.19 ERA. His last game was against Washington, 6 innings, 2 earned runs, in a win. I like the Rockies in this one tonight. Matt Cain is good, obviously, but he's been very sketchy throughout this season. He's not returned to his complete regular form, and I think Jorge De La Rosa has been doing great. He's had a 2.74 ERA in his last 7 starts, but he's gotten 0 runs in each of his previous 2. So he's not been getting a lot of run support. So he should have a few more wins than he has on his stat sheet. But I'm going with the Rockies here. They're minus 107 favorites. I put a win 6 or less on that. Padres and Marlins. Eric Stoltz on the mound for the Padres, 6-5 on the year with a 3.20 ERA, facing Jacob Turner of the Marlins, who is 1-0 with a 1.97 ERA. Both pitchers have been doing very well lately. Both of them pitched 7 innings in the last outings. Both allowed less than 2 earned runs. I like the Padres a lot in this game. Not a big fan of the Marlins ever. I really like to pick the Marlins. They have been on a nice little bit of a tear lately, winning 6 of the last 10. But the Padres are already at 500 and they're ready to continue to push forward and move. I'm going with the Padres here. They are minus 115 favorites on the road today in Miami. Now we got the Yankees and the Orioles. We got David Phelps on the mound for the Yankees. He's 5-4 with a 4.01 ERA. Zach Britton on the mound for the Orioles, so 1-2 with a 5.51 ERA. Matt Wieters is 3 for 7 against David Phelps with 2 home runs, and Chris Davis is 9 for 25 with 2 home runs and 14 strikeouts against the Yankees. The Orioles lead the season series so far 4-3. I'm going with the Orioles here tonight. They are minus 128 favorites at home. I feel like they're going to have a great offensive night against Phelps, who does have a slightly high ERA. Zach Britton also has a high ERA, but I think the offensive power of the Orioles will keep them ahead of the Yankees. A very tight race in the AL East as the Orioles lead the Yankees by, it looks like 2.5 games, something around there. Very close race throughout, but I'm going with the Orioles in that. Now we got the Reds and the Rangers tonight, Mike Leake versus Nick Tepesh, sorry. Mike Leake is 7-3 this year with a 2.61 ERA. His last game was against Arizona, throwing 8 innings, allowing 2 earned and no decision. Nick Tepesh on the mound for the Rangers, 3-6 on the year with a 4.60 ERA. His last game was against the Cardinals, allowing 1 earned run in 5 2/3 innings and a no decision. This is the second game of a 3-game set here. Texas won yesterday 4-0. I think the Reds are going to take this one today. Mike Leake, great pitcher, very low ERA. Tepesh, very high ERA. Texas is still a -112 favorite on the money line, but that's not very good when you're at home. I just feel like the Reds are going to get this win today. They're due a win. They've lost 3 straight. The Rangers have won 3 straight, so I think the Reds are due a win today, and they'll pull it out. Brendan Phillips is also back on the mound. He's been out of the lineup, and he returned yesterday, so he'll be back in here today, obviously. And I think that he'll be good to go, and the Reds will get this win. Only 2 more games left. Cubs and the Mariners. Jeff Samardzija on the mound versus Aaron Harang of the Mariners. Samardzija is 5-7 this season with a 3.39 ERA. Harang is 3-7 this year with a 5.29 ERA. I am liking the Cubs here. Jeff Samardzija gets a lot of strikeouts when he's on the mound. Aaron Harang has picked it up since the beginning of this year. He got rocked a few times, but I think that Samardzija will strike out a majority of this lineup and be able to get the win for the Cubs. I'd put like a win 4 or less on that. And Phillies and Dodgers to round out the day. Cliff Lee on the mound for the Phillies, 9-2 this year with a 2.51 ERA. Young Jun Ryu on the mound for the Dodgers. He's 6-3 this year with a 2.85 ERA. Ramirez returned to the Dodgers lineup on Friday. He did not start the opener. He went 1 for 3. He's batting 72 currently during a 10-game hitting streak. I'm going with the Dodgers here. Obviously, it's tough to pick against Cliff Lee because he's very good, but I think that the Dodgers are going to get this win. Some of the offense coming through. Hanley Ramirez, Yasiel Puig. Should be a good game for them, and I'm liking them to win just by a little bit, win 3 or less there. That's a lot of stuff to cover today. We got almost all that through. We got some CFL football too. I'd always go with the favorites in that. The Saskatchewan Roughriders today. That looks like a good pick. There's some soccer tonight. Galaxy Earthquakes and Revolution Chivas USA will either match end in a draw. It says yes, at least one ends in a draw, or no, neither match ends in a draw. I'm going to say neither of them end in a draw tonight. I think both teams will find a way to win. I think Chivas USA will get a win against the Revolution, and the Galaxy will beat the Earthquakes. But again, it could go either way. I just think neither of them would end in a draw. It's a good late night pick to have, unless you want to go with the Dodgers Phillies. Again, WNBA stuff. Awesome job by Darren today. And some tennis up. I just got the notification there. Any other cyclist won. Mark Cavendish did not win, so that will be giving me a red this morning. But that is pretty much everything I wanted to talk about today on this Saturday edition of The Streak Show. My name is Luke DeVasta for StreakAdvice.com and at StreakAdvice. Make sure you follow at StreakAdvice SPX and at StreakAdvice FC. Again, remember we have an announcement coming in your near future within the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. I'm keeping you guys on the edge of your seats here. But thank you guys all for tuning in today. Again, my name is Luke DeVasta, signing off, and streak on.